just been around the new exhibition Capturing the Moment, a journey through painting and photography at the Tate Modern. And overall, I would say I quite enjoyed it. I think it does have its issues. It kind of states that it's looking at how painting and photography have captured moments in time, and it tries not to be too narrow in this. It says that it wants an open-ended discussion, and I think in some ways this is part of the problem with the show, that it kind of lacks a focus. Almost any piece of work could be shown in this show and kind of justified. It's not got a tight focus. On the other hand, it does mean that there's all sorts of things in the exhibition, and there is a bit of something for everyone. I quite like being made to think about the kind of overlap between painting and photography, and what happened to painting when photography came along. I think the one thing that we can definitely say is that prior to photography, painting was the most accurate representation of people and places that we had to see the world. Of course, this wasn't the only role for painting, but when photography was invented, that role was now redundant for painting, that photos represented a better view of reality. So there are kind of interesting questions about how this changed art, what the effect was on painting, and some of the works in the exhibition are really looking at where art was working at the overlap between photography and painting, and for me this is where the exhibition really worked. There were many things that I loved in terms of this lens of thinking about photography and painting. So some of the works that I really loved were, there's a room with work by Jeff Wall, and there's a very large, what appears to be a photograph, a sudden gust of wind. Jeff Wall makes large-scale photos mounted on light boxes, and at first glance this looks like a single-shot photo, but it's completely staged. It took more than a year to make it. It took 100 separate shots, and it's really cinematic. It's not a moving image, but the multiple images give us movement, and I really like it. And in the same room we have a study for a sudden gust of wind, which I think I like this as much as the actual piece of work. I think together they make a really nice piece, so I really enjoyed that. The room after the Jeff Wall room is called Photography as Painting, and I liked this room. We've got these very big photographs by Andreas Gursky, and these are really impressive in the way that big tableau paintings are. But at the same time, I'm not sure that I would have thought of paintings at all had I seen these just in a photography show. But I did enjoy seeing these. There's some works by Thomas Struth, which I think are really interesting, of people looking at paintings. So they're photographs, but they have paintings in them, and this interaction between people and paintings. So it's something that the person is in between the painting and the photo, and I really like that. There's a room with some Gerhard Richter work in, and I really like Richter's work, and he definitely could do amazing photorealistic painting. But what I really like, we have an example here of where he does blurred photorealistic painting. So it's a realistic painting of a blurred photo. And this is really an interesting interplay, I think, between photo and painting. I love that. And then there's a Robert Rauschenberg work here, Almanac, which I really like the title of it. It kind of allows me to work out what the work means for me. I like the openness of the title. I love the monochrome. I love the simplicity. It doesn't detract from the complexities of what's in this almanac for me. And I think that this is really a classic work of the photographic image and the painting, and kind of exploring that interplay between the two. As I said, there really is something for everybody in this exhibition. We've got some Andy Warhol, some David Hockney. So overall, I don't think this exhibition is going to offend anyone. It's enjoyable, it's definitely worth visiting, but as I say, it lacks a coherency. But in the end, I think it doesn't matter. I got a lot out of the exhibition, and I loved some of the works, and it's on for quite a while, so I'll definitely be going back. Thanks for watching. See you next time.